Hey everyone, welcome back to the Big Heart Dating. Yeah, I'm doing the opening dance. Okay. Like I said, I already talk about Thailand. This week's about Chinese women. Oh, big information. Really different. Wow. We'll talk about that in a minute. First, I'm Pat DeMarco, and this is the Christian dating date, seminar, a fight, things like that. And someday we will have some actual in-person seminar, retreat, things like that. But first, need to build up, of course. Speaking of that, remember that. You know what that is? Yeah, right. Good. You see it down there? Thank you. Free to subscribe. You don't have to subscribe those daily websites that cost money. You know, you get the scammers. They're all fake. Because I never met any woman on that site here in the state. So that's what we're going to do. In person. That's what we believe. In person. Very important you meet somebody in person. But, of course, you're going to meet. Right now I'm talking about different countries. And I've already talked about women in the U.S. Then I'll talk about the one in the Philippines, Thailand, now China. Then I'll do all the other countries around the world. Maybe a dozen. That's it. Maybe 15. Top one. Okay. Don't forget to share and get notification because you don't know when I'm gonna put it on. When is Marco gonna put it on? If you have notifications, you can hear ding. Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch it. Yeah, ding. The thumb up. That's what you're gonna be doing. Please do comment to the subject. Yeah. You want to add something I'm missing out? Fine. Because there'll be a lot of information that it's probably not gonna cover them all, or maybe I missed some. Sorry about that part, but yeah. All right, now back to the subject. Well, the introduction and everything took me 3 minutes. Okay, you know, China, the mainland, Asia. It's a communist country, of course. It has the largest population in the world, countrywide. I think it's about the same with India. India, a little smaller. The very crowded, very tight. Many live in tall buildings, of course, because no room. But then there's some buildings still living in their old houses. Like I seen one right in the middle of the highway. He refused to move because they needed to build the highway. Yep. That's China. Because they don't have Dome like we do. That's interesting. It should have been the other way around. But I'm telling you the truth. The way it is. It's not easy to be in the communist China because it's a communist country. If you know about Tiananmen Square and you know about COVID, you know all about that stuff, Sally, it's true about the communist country. So you gotta think about it before you want to meet a Chinese woman. So you have to be careful what you say out there. That's because it's a communist country. It's very atheist. Probably the most atheist country there against Christian. If you're a Christian, don't bother with the Chinese. If you like a Chinese woman in the U.S., great, go for her. There's probably some in Canada too, go for her. There's some in Australia, same thing. Europe, same thing. That's the best choice you can do if you want to say you believe in freedom of speech and freedom of faith. Let's go on a little bit more about that. You know, like I said about how limited they are to live out there. You only can have one child per family. Sadly, if a girl's born, they abort the baby because the law only limit one child. So they'll actually kill or give up adoption. Then they want a boy. If it's a girl, down, it's want a boy. Because they believe that men are more superior, they have better chance to get a job, education, and money than a female would. But one thing they forgot, women can be male or biased. They can find a man and move and get the money in her husband's country in order to get financial support. They still consider marriage as a milestone of adulthood. It's a big parade if you get married. Because, like America back then, if you get a little too old, you're called old maid. Same thing over there. It's if you're too old, they have the word for it. I thought I wrote it down. There's a word for that. If you're not married, it's like we did back in the 50s, 60s, calling old maid if you're 30 and older. I mean, you're too late. That's what they think it is over there in present day. But looking for a Chinese woman is a little difficult because the population here that over age 15 and up are considered adult. 239 million singles. That's both male and female. That's a lot. It's the largest single in the country. But the population between male and female is greatly different. Because remember I told you about what they do, because one child per family, they don't want women. They want male. They want boys. So that's why it becomes like that too much. Male, female. Leaving out so many men having a hard time finding a woman. So usually the man will go other countries to look for a wife. The Philippines, Vietnamese, even North Korean. They will look for all other countries. And yet they had human traffic issue. They're trying to crack down because men really desperate, want a wife, get shortage. And because more and more single women there don't want to get married because they want to become modern woman than Rome. Like in the U.S., have modern women than Rome. Independent, stubborn, want only wealthy, uh, and because they don't have time for math. That's true. Because they're getting more and more professional women. Because of all that, in the year 2010, there were 24.89 years of age getting married. Now it's 28.67. Made a jump in roughly 4 years in 10 years. It's probably now by 29, 30 right now. These single professional Chinese women are 41% working. And 41% of China's gross developed product, GDP. Those 41% really help the Chinese economy. But it's downturn right now. And a lot of youth unemployed and economic insecurity. Like we having right now. Mm-hmm. Some of them do leave the country to study in the West and to escape social norm of the Chinese. You label with that culture. They become westernized. Uh, uh, Before we go on, very first thing, like my girlfriend telling me, the Chinese women and family, especially family, don't like black people. I'm not trying to offend. No, they're very picky and what kind of race they want. They don't want black. I'll tell you why. They're very blunt about that. They'll tell you if you're fat. They'll tell you you're fat. They'll tell you if you're too dark, go wash. Hopefully get your skin color back to white again. One guy, I read it online earlier, he said he heard that people telling that black guy if he can turn back to white. Wow. They're really set in the 20th century or even 19th century of personality. I know this 21st century where now everybody's too sensitive, hyper sensitive now. If you say one little thing, you become Karen. For Americans, stop it. Please stop. But they're so frank about everything. They'll say, oh, why you have this? Oh, why you have that? They really say it out front of you. You're gonna feel offended if you are a liberal. Sorry, then Chinese are not for you. Although China is liberal, because the communist state, it's perfect if you're a liberal. Go live there, and you will be offended by all the Chinese. Wow, it's quite the other way around. You can hear the liberals trying to tell us not to say offensive things. It's quite the opposite. Everything. So they're looking for white, Caucasian. maybe a little tan, but not dark. They don't want that one. They don't want too skinny. They want that perfect, like the modern American women want. Because they don't want say, oh, you're too fat, you're too short, you're too no. Now, let's go on to personality. There's not a thing. There's many misconceptions that we all in the West think Chinese women are the same. They're not. Each area is very different. Personality, different attitude, different background, different way that they've been raised with. Like some areas are very good cook. They're excellent cook. So, if you want to test, make sure you're going to have dinner with her family. Not just her family. Now, let's start talking about that part before we go on about her. You have to remember you're going to be dating her family and marry her family. It's not about marrying her. You're marrying the family. That's the way the Chinese are. Because they believe in communism. Communism means community, group. Family is the union. It's the group. That's communism. That's my opinion. Political point of view. But also, they said it's in their culture, according to the men from the U.S., Canada, and France. Three I know. I saw a few, but those three mention all that. And they all said the same thing. They don't know each other. They said the same. You know that her family and friends might not like you. They won't accept you. I told you, it's very difficult to find someone in China because they're very particular, picky. Because I remember that one video I saw that, yeah, there's a marriage market. I'll talk about that later, probably tomorrow. He's himself black. A lot of the women hesitated because he's black. Second of all, he's from South Africa. He does look like somebody I knew I went to school with in the deaf community. The way he acts and look, he makes me a film. Anyway, he sure he got women approach, but no, no. I can see them. No. They sign no. That's their sign. I mean no. Here no. They don't want him because not only he's black, but they want money. These are very modern American women in Rome. Yeah, they have that thing. They're spoiled already. Sorry. That part. You don't want Chinese women because of that influence. In that market, they all said they want money. They did ask him. He makes money off of YouTube. I saw him got thousands of likes, got thousands of followers. So he probably made $2,000-3,000 a month. But pretty good. Pretty good. He probably had the job. He mentioned about his job. Took time off to come to China to look for a wife. He mentioned that. When you were talking to a guy who's an interpreter, so he can speak in Chinese to the women. He only speaks in English. British, English, and South Africa. That's where he's from. No, keep translating, I can see that. They don't want him because he doesn't have that kind of money that they're looking for. He make more than I make, and yeah, they rejected him. By the way, I'm not making any money. I'm making deal from YouTube. Thank you for understanding. You can see my number. So, still. But they're probably looking for maybe over $50,000 a year. Okay? You can see that on their TV. They all have TV. I'll talk more about it another day. The entire episode about that part. Alright, because I have so much to talk about the women, I'm going to have to hold on to tomorrow for part 2. Then we'll talk about the merch market and how to find a buy. It's one way to do it. Very common, they do that. But please understand, they only prefer white or any other except for black. Second, family may hate you or friends hate you. It's a very strong word, but that's what I see online. They won't like you. Okay? They're very reserved people. Very. So, if you really want an Asian woman, those two best choices, Filipina or Tyler, they're more friendlier. They accept you more from her. But there, it's family. Family makes the decision. Right off the bat, they see you. They don't like you. Move on. That's what we're going to talk about that another day. So, that's all for now. We'll continue tomorrow about the Chinese women before we go on about how to find her and then about visa. Alright, that'll be the next few days. Because this week is the Chinese Bride Week. Alright, thank you. God bless.